In the news this week, Parliament debates sex-selective abortion and GM babies. The Education Secretary confirms that she will close a Christian school. And the Roman Catholic Church in Northern Ireland announces its support for a conscience clause. Hello and welcome to this week's news bulletin from the Christian Institute. A bid to explicitly outlaw sex-selective abortion has been rejected by MPs, and peers have given the go-ahead to GM babies. In the House of Commons, Fiona Bruce's abortion amendment to the Serious Crime Bill was voted down, with Labour MPs ordered to vote against it. Around 200 MPs did support Mrs Bruce, who outlined the compelling argument for her case.
This House must make it clear, if we cannot get a consistent line from abortion providers on whether or not it is illegal to abort a girl, and it is usually girls, although not always, for the sole reason that she is a girl, then the law is not fit for purpose. To do this constitutes a gross form of sex discrimination, indeed the first and most fundamental form of violence against women and girls. Surely no one can object to a clause which simply states this is wrong.
Responding to the defeat, long-time campaigner Rani Bilku said the result was an insult to those who have suffered under the burden of sex-selective abortion. In the House of Lords, peers approved the legalisation of controversial techniques to create 3- and 4-parent babies. Peers voted 280 to 48 in favour of the regulations, despite serious ethical, safety and legal concerns. Former Cabinet Minister John Gummer, now Lord Deben, raised concerns that the children born through these techniques could be sterile.
And what a terrible comment it would be if those who longed to have a baby and were able therefore to have it gave birth to a child who could not itself have a baby. That would, it seem to me, to be unacceptable.
When the law comes into force in October, Britain will become the only country in the world to have legislated for GM babies. The Education Secretary has confirmed that she will close a Christian school in the North East, despite being accused of bias in her decision-making. Nicky Morgan announced she would withdraw funding from the Durham Free School last month after a controversial inspection by Ofsted. This week, John Denning, the chairman of governors of the school, received a letter from the Department for Education saying, "The Secretary of State has considered your representations. She has also taken into account representations made in letters and emails from parents and pupils of Durham Free School and others. Having considered all these representations carefully, the Secretary of State remains satisfied that it is appropriate to terminate the funding agreement." The school is currently taking legal advice. Their lawyers have challenged the legality of Mrs Morgan's original announcement, saying that she has a closed mind on the matter. The Roman Catholic Church in Northern Ireland has lent its support to the principle behind plans to introduce a conscience clause in the province. A delegation led by Bishop Noel Traynor discussed the plans with DUP leader Peter Robinson and MLA Paul Given, who has launched a consultation on the bill. Bishop Traynor said there is a real problem as people with traditional views on marriage are being sidelined. The truth is that such prejudice and discrimination against any other category of people in our society would not be tolerated, and public representatives have a responsibility to ensure that discrimination against those with perfectly rational religious views will not be tolerated either. Paul Given is hoping to introduce a conscience clause in light of the Asher's Baking Company case involving a Christian family facing court for refusing to provide a pro-gay marriage campaign cake. Lawyers for the bakery deny that they breached any laws, but a conscience clause would help to prevent similar cases being brought in the future against people with firmly held religious views. Simon Calvert, spokesman for the Christian Institute, which is backing Asher's legal case, said the Equality Commission is trying to compel a Christian family business to promote a view with which they disagree. And finally, a woman who chose to have her baby after she was raped at the age of 12 has said that she has no regrets. A doctor advised Liana Rebolledo that abortion was her right after she was attacked and left fighting for her life. But Liana says that looking back, she realises how much difference her daughter has made to her life.
I was taken to a hospital, and that's where the doctors told me that I was pregnant. And he said that I should have an abortion because the baby will always remind me what I went through, and that I should not live with the consequences of the rape, and that it was my right. Why should I have the abortion if we are not going to forget the rape? And besides, I thought that I will be giving my baby the death penalty, and it wasn't my baby's fault. Abortion is not the solution, not even for rape.
Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.